Hello, this is Travis from Blade Rescue. In my previous video, I showed an unboxing of some Swedish honing discs, some 10-inch discs that I brought in for serrated knives. But in that video, I did mention that I've had a few unboxings. So I figured I'd film a few of them for you guys, just showing you a little bit the knife world around my house. So I recently did some Black Friday shopping, and I picked up this Twin Gourmet knife block set, 18 pieces. These ones can be as high as $700, $800 a set. This one I do believe has a sticker on it. Nope, but I will show you the sticker later. But this one had a regular price of $8.99, so $900. I picked them up for substantially cheaper than that. Not going to ruin the surprise, but I did pick them up for on sale at a pretty good price. And a lot of people will spend their money and they will appreciate really high-end knives. Just like anyone, I can appreciate some really high-end knives. A Schoen knife are probably my favorites. Some of the higher German steel, the Wurststoffs. So this is a ZWILLING knife, okay? German steel. Consider it one step above a Henkel. So you kind of have like your Cuisinarts, your KitchenAids, and then kind of higher up on that, you get your Zwillings, Cutcos, Wurststoffs, and kind of the German steel. What's nice about German steel? It doesn't rust. It's not nearly as, not quite as sharp, not quite as sharp. Yeah, it's not quite as sharp as the higher carbon steels with the Japanese style knives, Japanese metal, Chinese metal. But one thing that's nice about these knives, you don't have to treat them particularly nice. I'm in a house of young ladies with my kids where they're going to treat these terrible. We are just not a house that is going to sit there and hand wash knives. We go through dishes like crazy. We treat our knives terribly. We don't lose them, but we treat them terribly. To give you guys an example of what I mean, here is our original Henkel knife set that my wife and I were given on our wedding 17 years ago. All the pieces are still here. The scissors are somewhere in this house. They're here somewhere. These knives they have served us well. I mean, they're sharp because I sharpen them. They still strong, decent, and they have gone through the dishwasher quite literally thousands of times. Yes, the blasphemous knife sharpener that doesn't wash his stuff by hand. Well, that one's crooked. Look at that. Ugh, wonder who dropped that one recently. So, we don't treat our knives well at all. So, but they're sharp. To really prove my point, I want to show you something. I can't blame the kids, can't blame the wife. Something I did when I was young and dumb. We got a chocolate bunny, an Easter bunny. You know what I thought would be smart when I was young and stupid? I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun just to chop the head off of one of those bunnies by just melting a knife right through it? So what did I do? I took my knife and I put it across the flame of the stove. And of course I destroyed the temper on the steel, wrecked it, and I also melted the handle. I recently sanded that down a little bit better, so it looks a little bit better. But basically, I treated this knife so poorly. But it's still here. Still straight, still good, still sharp. So, but, you know, sale came along. Couldn't help myself for the first time in 20 years. So, what did I do? I got myself this. So, I'm going to unbox this right now. It's not in its plastic, so I have opened it before, not to ruin the surprise, just because when I bought it, I wanted to make sure that it was still in its factory wrappings and stuff. I didn't want it to be damaged at the store. So I asked the manager if I could just open it because it was ripped. So let's open this and have a quick look at what I just bought to replace my 20 or 17-year-old Henkel knives. So we're kind of moving up slowly, but we're moving up. So I got the block here. In here, I'm guessing is some knives. So let's look at this block. Nice block, black. Very lovely block. Very nice. Very nice. I appreciate that one. Let's see what else is. And I got another box. And I got some pamphlets telling me how to treat them. I wonder if it says don't put them in the dishwasher, because I'm going to. So I don't care. I'm going to treat this terrible. Oh, it's showing you how to, all the different ways you can sharpen them. Ironically, I don't think any of them say with a professional sharpener, which is what I would recommend, because I am one. Using these things, they suck. Do not do this. Using this, they suck. Using a honing steel, okay if you know how to do it right, and nobody does. And sharpening stones, again, okay if you have the right stones, not the crap you find on Amazon, but if you have the right stone and you have the right technique and you spend some time practicing, that could be a good process as well. So let's see what's in these boxes. Again, got my trusty pocket knife. Cut the tape. Just move that block back a bit, and then we'll slowly put these knives in there. See what we all got. Ah, steak knives. Steak knives. So, got a little serrated on the end. Blade down here. Okay. I'm going to be honest. At some point in my near future, just because I can, I am going to, I'll sharpen these at some point, and I will take that serrated out. So serrated knives, steak knives, because it gives you that nice sawing motion. You guys really shouldn't take those out unless you plan on having them sharpened. So if you were to go buy steak knives, I've had some people ask me about steak knives lately. They ask me, what would you buy? I tell people at the end of the day, a good steak knife's a good steak knife, but the main thing I'd recommend is a non-serrated knife, because that means it's meant to be kept sharp. It's not a dull little saw, and it's going to be sharpened either with the honing steel, on a stone, or by a professional. And what you're going to have is a nice set of steak knives. So at some point, because I have the equipment, I will take the serrated off these for myself. I've done that with many knives over the years. Some people they want to keep the serrated on there. It's obviously cheaper if you buy some higher end knives. Some of those real high end knives, you will find they will keep their serration clear. They won't have serrations. So some of them will just be nice carbon steel, nice sharp knives, but knives that are expected that you either get them professionally sharpened or you learn how to sharpen them yourself. So what I have here is I'm just putting the steak knives in. So it comes with a nice little 8 set of steak knives, something that I always wanted, because the steak knives in our house are not even just embarrassing. They are garbage, dollar store. I don't know how these things are still lasting in our house. I should go grab one, but I really don't want to go find one right now. But man, they are junk in our house. Our steak knives are really bad. And I'm assuming in here is the rest of the big boys. So let's see what they got. We'll just open them up here. So, pair of scissors. The $1 million question, can sharpeners sharpen scissors? The answer is yes, we can. Most of them have basic equipment. Something like this is you can take apart, but most people wouldn't have to. Specialized stones or equipment can sharpen scissors. They're at a special angle, usually around 45 degrees. So, if you're wondering, can we sharpen scissors? The answer is yes, and it's not expensive. What's this cost? Like, I don't know, maybe $8. Let's call that $8 to sharpen that. Honing steel. Oh, we gotta love every block comes with honing steel. Just garbage. I hate honing steels. Why do I hate honing steels? Because they give I guess it's good for business. It's great for business. I've had a lot of customers lately bring in damaged knives because they're using their honing steel. And the simple truth is they're just not using it correctly. You can thank the Gordon Ramsays and the professional chefs of the world where you see them going like this really quickly in the movies and on the TV shows. And that's just for show people. That's not how you do it. Okay. Maybe I'll post a tutorial. I'll just find a professional. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I'll just go find a YouTube video that shows how to professionally use a honing steel. But at the end of the day, A lot of them are just kind of a diamond or cubic zirconian type style. Some of them are ceramic. Really depends on the brand. This one here, just a nice smooth steel. But in the meantime, you know what I would say, but I'm also looking for business. I would say don't use it, because you're probably just going to damage your knives and you're going to take off more steel. You're not going to do it quite right. But honing steels are not meant to sharpen. That's why they're not called sharpening steels. Honing steels are meant to just kind of keep a little bit of an edge, keep them a little bit sharp between sharpenings. So if you go see a sharpener every 6 months to a year, the idea of the steel is just to buy you a little bit more time to keep it sharp in between your sharpening. So let's open up the rest of the knives. Let's see what we got. Ooh, nice little set of stuff. See these little cardboard sleeves? If anybody ever finds a place to buy these cheap little things, tell me. Because as far as I know, I cannot get them in Canada. Drives me insane. I make my own. So when I ship a knife back to you guys, if you don't bring them in a block and you just bring me a box of knives, I will not send them back loose, hitting each other, wrapped up in newspaper. I will wrap them. I won't make them, but I will wrap each one of them in like a cardstock paper. So, nice little knife, thin, sharp. So one of the things you'll notice is it doesn't have kind of that bolster there. It doesn't have that thick piece, kind of like my old knives do. So some of them might, some of them won't, but you see this piece here? Okay? So some of these thinner steels, I like them if they don't have the back because it's easier to sharpen. Where you'll see this knife, if you look closely, it's not quite at the right angle now because the blade is just up above this. So professional sharpeners, when you bring knives like this, we will have to sand this back a little bit and flatten your blade before we sharpen it, which adds a few bucks to the sharpening sometimes. Where a knife like this, it doesn't have that little heel, okay? But sometimes a little riskier to hit your hand. So that's there to protect people. So people got to be careful. Let's see, what slot? Let's try that one. So, chef's knife, same thing, no back on it. I prefer it that way, so when it's sharpened or you're running a steel, it goes all the way through. It's a lighter blade, so skinnier, sharper. So one of the things to consider when you have knives, a lot of times thinner the knife, okay? Just a little bit higher end. Not always, okay? But if you look at this one, the old chef knife, okay? Just one is thinner, has that piece here, okay? And one is lighter. This is a lot lighter, the new one, okay? A lot lighter. Usually the big boy goes up at the top. Could be wrong, but let's find out. Okay, nice little knife here. Ooh, probably my favorite knife. Probably the one I see the most from people that's most damaged, needs sharpening. Little paring knife. See how all these knives don't have that little piece on the back. I'm guessing my bread knife. Single-sided bread knife, so there's only a blade on one side. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, lighter. My wife's gonna kill me when I say this, but she cut herself really bad last week with this dull piece of junk that I haven't even really sharpened. Like, I don't even know if you could cut yourself with this. You couldn't cut yourself with this probably if you tried. It is dull. No excuse for a dull knife in a sharpener's house, but it's a piece of garbage. And she cut herself really bad. I told her when I get these knives, she had to be careful because these ones will be much sharper and cleaner. That was a bread knife cut. So ladies in this house are gonna have to be a little bit more cautious. Nice little knife. And one more. Oh, a nice little serrated one. Okay. Couple $100. There you have it. Money worth well spent. Again, I'm not going to go spend thousands of dollars on knives while we're still going to be shoving them in dishwashers and treating them like garbage and dropping them on the floor and banging them around in drawers and stuff. So you don't always have to have $1,000 set of knives. This one originally goes for about $900. You can pick them up on the Zwilling site for about $450 right now, I think, as of today. So, one of the things I didn't tell you when I showed you these knives, if you stuck in the video this long, I doubt many of you did, but if you did, congratulations and thank you to my few family. But what I didn't tell people was, I also bought another set, still in the plastic, 900 bucks. That's not all. I got two more. Why in the heck would I have two more? Coming to a Facebook Airdrie group near you in the... Sorry to all the people that are not in Airdrie, but when I launch my business here at Airdrie, I plan on using some Facebook and getting some permission in some of those larger groups that I'm a part of. And I am going to be doing some no strings attached giveaways. I think I'm going to do four Facebook groups. I'm going to have 4 different prizes. These are 2 of them. The other 2 are en route. So these are nice. Someone's going to get these. Someone in Airdrie is going to get these. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you're lucky enough to win one of these. I'm sure I'm going to appreciate the one that I have in my house because it's been a long time. In the meantime, just remember our slogan, right? From dull to deadly. If you need some sharpening in Airdrie, please check out my website at www.bladerescue.com and I'll be sure to help you out. Thank you guys, and tune in for the next video.